Hi everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you guys one of my summertime favorites, and this recipe is perfect for lunch and dinner. I'll be making my grilled chicken tacos with cabbage slaw and guacamole. Every single bite of these is bursting with so much incredible flavor, and they're so easy to make as well. We'll start by marinating some chicken thighs, get those on the grill, and then we'll make a really simple cabbage slaw and make our homemade guacamole, and then we'll assemble these tacos with a little bit of cheese and some hot sauce. These are just to die for. The chicken is so juicy and flavorful, and every bite is just bursting with incredible flavor. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, head on down into that video description box and follow the link over to my website. I always have everything online there for you guys. Meanwhile, let's get started. You're going to love these tacos. Let's get things started with the chicken. I have 2.5 pounds of chicken thigh, 9 pieces total, and I like to leave them whole. I don't cut them up or anything. Just makes it super easy to toss them on the grill and you're good to go. Now we could get started on the marinade. We're going to need a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. This is going to make the chicken extra juicy and also help all those spices stick to the surface. Drop that in. Next we'll need the juice of 1 large lemon. Start with 2 teaspoons of sea salt, ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, and 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. And then you use your hands to really work all the seasonings and the marinade into the meat, making sure that everything is really well coated. And all these spices smell so good. It's gonna be the most incredible chicken. Cover the tray with a sheet of plastic wrap. I'm going to place my chicken back into the refrigerator, let it marinate for at least 30 minutes while I make my cabbage slaw and that homemade guacamole. Now when I'm not filming this and I'm just making this on a weekday, I like to marinate the chicken either overnight or early in the morning, and then I'll grill it later in the afternoon. It just allows the chicken to really absorb more of those flavors and it becomes just incredible. Next up, for our cabbage slaw, I like to use a combination of both purple and green cabbage. You can do one or the other. It doesn't make too big of a difference. We're going to cut the cabbage in half, and I'll save the other half for a different recipe. You can either use a sharp knife or a mandolin slicer like this one to shred the cabbage really thinly. And always remember, if you're using one of these, either use the guard or a cut glove so you don't slice any pieces of your fingers off. I'm gonna just grab a little disposable glove to put on top, and then just slice the cabbage real nice and thin. I have mine set to about 1/16 of an inch. Place the shredded cabbage into a nice large bowl. And to my shredded cabbage, I'm going to add in 1 large grated carrot. I have about 3/4 cups of the grated carrots here. And we're going to squeeze in some fresh lime juice. I usually add about 2 limes. It's gonna add lots of great zesty flavor. Drop in a couple tablespoons of freshly chopped cilantro. Pour in a couple tablespoons of oil. You can use avocado or olive oil. Ground black pepper. Add a teaspoon of salt to season it to taste. And then grab some salad spoons and toss everything together. And that's it for the cabbage slaw. Let's just give it a little taste test. That is perfect. It's seasoned so well. It has a little bit of zestiness from the lime. It's crunchy. It's going to be so refreshing on top of the grilled chicken tacos. We'll set that aside for now and we can get started on our guacamole. This is a must for me for all of my taco recipes. All right, let's get all this sorted. We're gonna start with our avocados, of course. You wanna have really nice, ripe avocados. We'll split these in half and get started. We'll split the avocados in half. And then use a spoon to scoop them out. Squeeze in some fresh lime juice. Sprinkle in fresh chopped cilantro. A little bit of a diced shallot. Diced tomatoes. You can either press or grate some fresh garlic in. Season the guacamole with a little bit of salt. Touch of black pepper. Add in just a splash of avocado oil. I also like to add about a tablespoon of mayo, just makes the guacamole extra creamy. And then just grab a fork and mash the avocado. I like to have slightly chunky guacamole, so I won't press it until it's completely smooth. My creamy homemade guacamole is all done. I'm going to set it aside for now and I'll step outside and start preheating my grill. I like to have it preheated for at least 10 minutes to make sure that those grates are really nice and hot. Get it preheated to about 600 degrees Fahrenheit and then we'll go outside and start grilling our chicken. I'll add my marinated chicken onto my preheated grill. You want to make sure that the grates are extra hot before you add the chicken. Once we add it in, I'm going to close the grill to let the chicken cook faster. And then after about 4 to 5 minutes, when the chicken naturally releases, I'm going to flip it over and then turn every 3 to 4 minutes until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That timing can vary depending on size, anywhere from 12 to 16 minutes. And keeping the lid closed during this grilling process will ensure that your chicken cooks faster. Once it's done grilling, I'm going to remove my chicken onto a clean tray and it already smells so good. And before we head inside, I'm going to toss my tortillas onto the grill as well, get them nice and hot and toasted. And this step makes a huge difference when you're making tacos at home. You want to let the grilled chicken rest for about 5 to 7 minutes before grabbing a sharp knife, and we want to slice the chicken thinly, like not too thin, but like a good size that'll fit onto the tortilla. This chicken is so incredibly aromatic and super juicy. It's going to taste incredible with our tacos. All right, let's put together some tacos. I'm gonna grab one of our warm tortillas and I keep it covered with a little cloth towel to keep them nice and warm. Spread on some guacamole. Top my tacos with a little bit of queso. Grab some of this juicy chicken and top with some of that cabbage slaw. Add a little squeeze of lime juice, fresh cilantro, and then if you want a little bit of hot sauce, I like this chipotle Cholula. Time to be rewarded for our labors. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy these tacos. Smells so good. This is actually my breakfast for today. I knew I was going to be filming these today, so I'm just saving extra space so I can have lots of these chicken tacos. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, head on down into that video description box and follow the link over to my website. I'll have everything online there for you guys. All right, these look so good. They smell amazing, just phenomenal. These chicken tacos are bomb. You guys are going to be addicted to them from the very first bite. There's just something about that combination of flavors and textures. You get the juicy chicken, that crunchy cabbage slaw, that creamy guacamole. I love having a little bit of that queso, that chipotle sauce on top. I mean, this is incredible. I could eat this every day during the summer months and never get tired of it. There's something so special about chicken tacos. Hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed these tacos at home, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.